President Trump can take action today to help alleviate the pain at the pump for Americans. It's time for this president to stand up to OPEC on behalf of the forgotten man and woman he promised to remember. Final price of gas under Obama, $2.36. Current price for gas under Trump, $2.92. Mr. President, you can't blame this on President Obama as you try to blame everything on him. It's time for you.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Motherfucker easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy.
Are you gonna get your job back or what? When are you gonna go back to work?
It's a disgrace.
It is a fucking disgrace. We need you again.
So it just looks like a loser issue for the party that is trying to win back the working class, that we're going to subsidize. We who didn't go to college and didn't benefit from that are going to subsidize you to get your degree in gender studies?
We Democrats have a lab, two labs actually, secret labs, one in Berkeley and one in Brooklyn, where we come up with ideas to completely piss off the working class, and it's working wonderfully. Look,
labs, you say, actual
yes,
labs.
oh yes, they have, and they all have PhDs.
Right.
In pissing off the working class. Somehow, in my lifetime, the Democrats have gone from being the party of the factory floor to being the party of faculty lounge. Right. I went last week. I spent Wednesday last week in Chicago with the Machinists Union. Hung out with the machinists all day. Great guys. Not a one of them came up to me and said, gee, I really hope you take my tax dollars to pay off the debt of somebody who went to Stanford.
Right.
Okay? So Biden's under enormous pressure.
Creamy mustard, a Dijon mustard, the honey mustard, a classic baseball mustard, yellow mustard, and I also love a horseradish mustard or Chinese mustard. Mustard. I put mustard on everything. Literally almost everything.
Trump or Biden?
Type of dumbass question.
Trump or Biden?
If you say Trump, you would bitch and your mama gonna fall down a flight of stairs. Biden.
Why?
So you racist?
I'm not racist. I'm just wondering why.
$20 right now.
I'm not down for that.
Wrong. Just look at what Democrats have done to this girl. She thinks that your mom should fall down a flight of stairs and die if you don't want to vote for Biden. She thinks that if you don't vote for a Democrat, that makes you a racist. Then she offers the kid $20 to say the N-word? Why? Was she gonna violently attack the guy if he took her up on her offer? Violence in response to a word she wanted to pay him to say. It just goes to show there's a serious lack of real racism out there, to the point that people like her have to either hoax it or pay.
You don't get your own pronouns, just like you don't get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. You know, it's like if I were to tell you, my adjectives are handsome and brilliant, and no matter whenever you're talking about me, you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. It makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. That's grammar. That's language.
So you think it's a delusion? Someone is self-delusional.
Yeah, I think it's delusion. It could be mental illness.
Elon Musk, all he ever does is smoke weed on podcasts. Like, I go from podcast to podcast, lighting up joints. It happened once. It's like reducing O.J. Simpson to murderer. That was one time.
Engrossed everyone's heart. It was just the first round when Diego let his opponent Isaac Marquez to dominate over him. Diego was very careful with his punches and legs to avoid hurting the brave man. He tried his best to seamlessly let Marquez to land some punches on him. Diego stretched the fight for quite few seconds and finally let his opponent to give him an arm lock, to which he tapped out easily. This way Diego lost but won everyone's heart. 16th of June 1983, he fought against the undefeated 21-year-old Billy Collins. Resto unexpectedly dominated the best fighter. Collins' eyes were swollen shut, and the rest of his face was badly busted. Just after the fight, Collins' father came to shake Resto's hand. He realized that Resto's gloves felt thinner than normal. He started screaming that his gloves had no padding. Then an investigation was done, and it came out that an ounce of padding was removed from each of his gloves. Not only that, 25 years later in 2007, Resto revealed to Collins Collins' widow that his trainer also soaked his wraps in plaster of Paris. It means he was boxing with plastered wraps under the gloves that had no padding. Unfortunately, the undefeated Colin couldn't fight anymore because of the permanent vision impairment. It caused him depression, and just 9 months later he died in a car accident.
You got the vaccine? Yeah. Are you okay? I mean, you seem, no, it works. Or or the mom and dad, or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're, no, I really mean it. There are trusted interlocutors. Think of the people, if your kid wanted to find out whether or not there's a man on the moon, or whatever, something, or, whether those aliens are here or not.
90% of the time, I have no idea what the I'm talking about.
This is a work of art. This is bullshit. This is a work of art. This is bullshit. This is a work of art. But this is bullshit. This is a work of art. This is bullshit. This is a work of art. But this is bullshit.
I reduced the federal deficit. All the talk about the deficit from my Republican friends, I love it. I've reduced it $350 billion in my first year in office. And we're on track to reduce it by the end of September by another $1.5 trillion, the largest drop ever. I don't want to hear Republicans talk about deficits and their ultra-MAGA agenda. I want to hear about fairness. I want to hear about decency. I want to hear about helping ordinary people.
Why sign up for reimbursement?
So let's start out with who has student loans today. About 40% of the folks with student loans don't have a college diploma. They're folks who tried.
Yeah.
They're folks who tried and life happened. Pregnancies, they were already working 2 jobs and lost one of them. Mom got sick, family had to move somewhere else. And now they earn what a high school grad earns, and they're trying to pay off college-level debt, and it is crushing their bones. Keep in mind that of those who have student loan debt, more than half have negative wealth. They don't have any wealth.
And they're older also. A lot of them are over 50, I was reading.
You know that right now there are tens